All right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into another stream. If you guys are new here, in the morning, we come in, take a look at NQ price action. We see what could happen going into that New York session. At night, we come back, we review. And today, I want to also just kind of go over some basic concepts, not only for you guys, but for myself in terms of ICT and kind of how I'm playing them. So, let's take a look here. Wow, that was fucked up. If you guys were with us this morning, we were initially looking at this Asia session consolidation, the sweep of that previous daily high, lend manipulation above, and then the potential for us to come back down into here, right? As we were heading into that New York session, right, we got that 9:30 open, initial sweep of this range here, S&P to the downside. Then we have a 5-minute fair value gap right here on the upside. This is also inside the 786 range of the right there. There's that, right? 705 range of the London session OTE. So you can see price taps into it, rejects it, and we get that continuation to the downside out of it, sweeping this liquidity right here, or getting close to sweep of that liquidity right there. We're sweeping this one realistically, and then from there, as we were starting to kind of dip down over here, we see a rising VIX, which typically gives us a nice reversal back to the upside. So sweep of liquidity here, reversal to the upside. We continue up over here. We got this nice reversal, and I believe Mr. Hayes had a nice level there. And then price comes back into the OTE of the range. We're above the 50%. We're tapping into this fair value gap, and then that gives us that continuation to the downside and some of the delivery over here. Currently, what we are looking at is NQ has swept that previous daily low, right? And price is currently below that previous day 50%. So as price came down into here, we got an outside 4-hour as well on that previous 4-hour. So you can see swept the low of the previous 4-hour, then got that pump to the upside to get that full complete hour out of the way. And then right now, just watching, seeing what they want to do with the rest of this Asia session. Right, we have a fair value gap on the downside that poses a potential for price to come back into. We have a fair value gap on the 1 minute right there. Initially, as the session opened up, we were looking at longs, right, a continuation into that 4-hour. So we had a fair value gap form, which typically any fair value gap that forms during Asia session we'd like to take for some sort of move. So in this case, we got that continuation to the upside, and right now we're currently watching this small one right there for a potential, maybe a little sweep right there. That would be not potential. That sweep would be good for price to come back down into, as well as that 15-minute fair value gap. So would be the OTE of this range here, from here to there. Right, there's our OTE below it, 50%. So let's see what they want to do on this fucking thing. Right, let's see how they want to run this play on it.
Order filled.
So we got this one, this initial long there. That was the initial play. With whatever risk, right? There's this. Let's move it into our Friday journal. I was an aggressive little seller, especially in the 15 minutes. This 15 minutes about to close out. Bitcoin, seeing a little bit of a dumpy. The one thing, Marvel, I'm also looking at this on the weekly. We have a weekly candle S&P. We swept previous monthly high. This daily. This looks a little bit like it might want to come down. So there's potential for some putas within this, for price to maybe come back down into the OTE of this whole leg to the upside, right? Price to come back into, maybe retest this area right here. Kind of like that, those 127s. I don't know. There's potential. There's potential there, right? So that's what we're gonna be watching here. That's 30 minutes. Still cranking. Okay. Curious to see if they continue rejection of this fair value gap. That would be the expected play, right? But anyways. Let's see. And then, yeah, so previous 12-hour low, we have a wick on the 12-hour there. Okay. Let's see, Marvel and key-wise, right? For just kind of like for myself, the big thing is that price never reverses from consolidation, right? So let's take a look at that and kind of see what we got, right? So over here, you can see trend is so far is to the downside. So we can see that price comes in, then we have a little sweep of liquidity. There's no consolidation, right? So it goes consolidation, manipulation, continuation, reversal, right? And that's the little cycle. It's the little ICT cycle, I believe. Let me fucking gander at this shit. Let me pull up my, just so I'm more accurate. So yes, price goes from consolidation to expansion, to retracement, and then to reversal. So price can go, yeah, consolidation, then back to consolidation. It can go consolidation, expansion, to reversal, consolidation, expansion, retracement, consolidation, retracement, but never from consolidation to reversal. So that's the big thing there, right? So here, let's see how price is interacting, right? Over here, you can see we had a little bit of a, just like that run to the upside, consolidation, and seems like a reversal, right? Not quite, as we do not reverse from consolidations. So we got a continuation, kind of consolidation, continuation to the downside here. Let's see how our prices coming up over here into the OTE of these London session ranges, and that's kind of what we were playing today, is the initial opening and then also watching the London session range. So you can see at 9:30 we did sweep the low there, but as we were retracing to the upside, we did come into the 705 of this whole range of the London session. That gave us that continuation reversal back to the downside. Similarly, watching over here, right, we have a consolidation, manipulation above it, reversal, continuation back to the downside. And it's kind of posing those things with higher, lower time frames is what we typically need to do. Is what we do watch, right? How is what is price actually doing on a higher time frame? So like right now, right here, we have this almost looks like a manipulation to the downside. We are inside this hourly fair value gap here, right? So as long as price remains below that, we can potentially get the continuation, but on the 4-hour we have nothing. It's only on the hourly, which is not that high of a time frame. There is a bit of liquidity on the downside, yes, certainly. However, we have not hit anything of value yet here, right? There's potential for us to come into the OTE of this whole leg. If price gets above the 50%, which we are currently getting above, there's potential to continue up to the back to the upside here, right, for price to get that outside day. So let's see what they bring us tomorrow. Other than that, that's all I have for today. Above previous day 50, continuation. Below previous day 50, there's potential to retest further down to that range. Other than that, that's all I have. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. You guys have a beautiful night, and we'll see you on Sunday. Peace out.